Welcome back to CryptosRus. My name is Aaron and I'm the resident DeFi guy here, and today I'd like to talk about the state of the Ethereum chain. I would like to talk about the charts, the price right now, where we might be headed, and I also want to get into some news and some narratives. So let's get on into this. Let's start with price. So over the last couple months, we've been in a pretty boring spot as far as the Ethereum price goes. We've been hovering between $1,600 and about $2,000 or just above $2,000. Last time we were at $1,600 was over a month ago now, and we've just been kind of creeping up. I do think we've seen the lows for the cycle back here in June of 22. 885 was our very bottom for the Ethereum price, and that coincides with the drop that we saw after the FTX collapse in Bitcoin. And we did do a dead cat bounce all the way back up to 2024, but we came back down into the 11s and back and forth. I personally accumulated quite a bit in the 1250 range, and I've been holding ever since. So I do think we'll see some traction in this area. I think we'll hold in this area possibly for the rest of the year, but I'm not going to speculate too much. Now, if we did see some more headwinds as far as macro environment, we might see a downturn. I know some other people that have talked about Ethereum do think we might see another bottom before we go up, or at least a higher low coming into, maybe we go down to as far as $1,400 or even $1,000 before we go back up into the next cycle. But for me, guys, I think because we've gone through the Ethereum upgrades, that we have the unlocks for the LSDs, right? We have all of these Ethereum upgrades that have made it deflationary over the last year and a half, and I do think that this continuation of the ETH supply is going to continue down as it has for some time now. So let me look at, this is ultrasound.money, guys. This tracks the burn of the Ethereum network, and over the last 309 days, basically since the merge, we've seen almost nothing but a downtrend as far as the ETH supply goes. So as you can see, it's starting to level out right now. I do think we'll see some downward pressure as we run into the next cycle, and could see upwards of 1% in the next bull market, being a deflationary force with so many people using the Ethereum network and the gas fees and all the L2s that are building on top of Ethereum as well. So I do think there's going to be a lack of supply going into the next cycle, guys. I do think the Ethereum network will continue to be deflationary as long as people are using it, and I don't think that's going away anytime soon, as the all L1 narrative seems to be dropping out and the L2 narrative continuing to heat up with new chains coming up all the time that are built on top of the Ethereum network. We have ZK Sync right now, we've got Mantle, and many others getting some traction in the L2 space. Now, there is some news recently about some old wallets, some 8-year-old wallets from the Ethereum ICO coming online for the first time since that ICO about 8 years ago, and dumping them to exchanges like Kraken. I do think the recent XRP ruling may have something to do with this, as XRP itself was not ruled a security. However, the tokens bought as the part of the ICO may actually be a security option or a security contract. I do think this could be the case with future regulation in regard to Ethereum. My speculation is that some of these people that participated in the ICO have not sold since, maybe trying to dump their tokens in case there's any future regulation regarding Ethereum in the same way as there was with XRP. All right, so I want to look into some of the narratives going on right now, especially on the Ethereum network. So I'm jumping into DeFi Llama here, and the LSD or LST, liquid staking derivative or liquid staking token narrative is heating up so much that it is the top category in all of on-chain metrics, guys. So total value locked for all of the on-chain liquid staking derivatives is actually over $21 billion. This makes it the largest narrative in all of DeFi, guys. Over lending indexes, actually, and even bridges were higher up of all compatible EVM chains until recently. So being able to unlock or unstake your Ethereum nodes is making these liquid staking derivatives more palatable to institutions and investors alike. You don't get $21 billion worth of TVL without having large investors and institutions involved. So number 2 being lending, DEXs, and bridges. Now, the narratives that are coming up right now that I think are growing the fastest are actually these RWA and synthetic narratives. So real world assets is what RWA stands for. These are tokenized versions of real world assets. Whether it be T-bills, real estate, or art, guys, real world assets are becoming a very hot commodity right now. This is something we hoped to see in the last cycle, but really didn't get any traction until this bear market, guys. So I do think this is going to be one of the narratives that we see grow immensely as we see more real estate and government bonds come on chain to be investment vehicles. Now, synthetics is very similar. Synthetic tokens can be on-chain tokens, synthetics, or they could be real world asset synthetics. So, for example, stocks brought on-chain can be a part of the synthetics narrative. Trading stocks like Tesla and Apple have been brought onto chain in order to be traded synthetically, and this narrative will likely heat up as well, similar to real-world assets. Here are some of the real-world asset decentralized applications. A couple of them that I want to point out. Tangible has a real estate-backed stablecoin that I think is very interesting. I've made some good APRs staking their USDR token versus USDC and some of the applications in DeFi. Another one to talk about that actually isn't on this list is MakerDAO. MakerDAO is the creator of the over-collateralized stablecoin DAI, which is the most used decentralized stablecoin in all of DeFi. It ranks 3rd in all of stablecoins, in fact, behind USDC and USDT. MakerDAO is buying a lot of T-bills. In fact, they've been purchasing T-bills over the last several months and in fact are making about $5,000 in interest every 30 minutes. So even though the price of Ethereum has been a little boring lately, I do think there's plenty of opportunity inside of DeFi to get in on some narratives. All right, with that, make sure to check out MakerDAO, check out Tangible, and check out some of the other applications that I talk about. Have a great day and God bless.